Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers is a mini-series spin-off set between Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3 and Power Rangers Zeo and was released in 1996. The story is about the Alien Rangers as Zordon has summoned them from planet Aquitar and they have come to help the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on their journey to return back to normal and must stop the bad guys. Eventually, I will get to the original Saban era of Power Rangers at some point. I mainly wanted to check out Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers because it was only 10 episodes and I decided to give it a binge watch on Netflix. And what do I think of it? It's mediocre. Yeah, it's pretty mediocre. It's not very good. The story is, ugh, it's nothing. It's dull. It's so boring. It is incredibly. It's just a boring show. It's just not a very interesting plot. It's bland. It has a very bored feeling, and watching the 10 episodes, I was just bored for most of it. It's just dull. They also have a subplot with the original Mighty Morphin Rangers trying to find the CO crystals. And when it's trying to have the two plots together, one with the Mighty Morphin Rangers and one with the new Alien Rangers, they're trying to mix it in together. They don't blend well together, I think. They don't mix well, and it just makes the episodes kind of feel overcrowded and just feel like they're trying to tell so many stories in one, and it just doesn't feel right. It they don't mix well. I just don't think they mixed. Well, I mean, what are we supposed to follow? The Alien Rangers or the Mighty Morphin Rangers? But that brings the show to its biggest problem. The Alien Rangers. The Alien Rangers are just there. We'll get more onto characters later, but we don't know anything about them. We don't know anything about Aquatara. What is Aquatara like? Is it like, planet Earth? Is it different to planet Earth? We don't get to learn anything about it. It just feels like, oh, we're throwing these characters in to help the original characters. What's the point of doing a show where the main characters are supposed to be these new characters and we don't even get to learn much about them? It just makes the show just feel, well, just nothing really. I mean, if it was up to me, I would have made the show a separate series. I just would have made it about the Alien Rangers and no tie-in with the original Mighty Morphin. I can see what the show wanted to do. It wants to be a mini spin-off series set between the finale of MMPR and Power Rangers Zeo. But it just fails to me. I'll admit the ending is pretty nice and sets up Zeo quite well, I think, but it's just, I just don't care. It's just a very bland show. Again, I appreciate what they were trying to do. I can see, what they were trying to do. It just fails. It's just not an interesting story. It's boring. It's just incredibly bland and dull. The acting, for the most part, is pretty bad. It's not very good. I'll admit the acting for the kids, well, for their age, it's decent. I'll say that. It's pretty decent enough. And the fight scenes are alright. There's one fight scene in a water park. Now, that was just hilarious. And while I like the Zord designs, I'll give them that. I don't like how it's the Alien Rangers, they control the Zords by, doing hiya, hiya on the ground, and then the Zords are copying their movements. I just find that is so dumb. I just think it's stupid. The suits are really cool, although the helmets took a while to grow on me. They're decent, but they feel too basic, but they did grow on me. As far as Ninja Power Ranger suits go, I very much prefer the Ninja Storm suits. While the grey sleeves may not go well with the yellow, it's been starting to grow on me on the red. But these suits, well, they're nice to look at. The Rangers in this season are really forgettable and not very interesting. Uriko, Delphine, Castrio, and Tedious, and Carcass are just not an interesting team, and I didn't care for them. They're just bland, we don't know anything about them. All we get is that they're these powerful ninja rangers from a different planet, but we don't get to know anything about them. What do they get up to in their planet? And it feels like they're just there to be the heroes of the show. I will say the one ranger I do like is Castrio. He's quite likable, and his acting isn't that bad either. The soundtrack for the most part is meh, it's alright, but the theme song, it's so obvious that they just put the word alien on top of the word power. Let's have a listen to both intros. And here is the Alien Rangers intro. It's so obvious that it's funny. It doesn't mean the song is bad, but it's just so obvious that it's edited. Overall, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers isn't very good. It's not bad, but it's a mediocre show with a poor story, mixed bag of acting, bland characters, and an okay soundtrack. I'm going to give Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers a 5 out of 10. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. So yeah, not very good at all. It's so painfully average. It's mediocre for me. It's not terrible. It's not awful. It's just average. It's a mediocre 5 out of 10. But hey ho, not all Power Ranger shows can be good. I mean, I'll put it above Operation Overdrive, but that's about it. So yeah, what do you guys think of Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers? And yeah, stay tuned for my next video. And until then, guys, kadoosh everyone and take care.